Hey gang, Taki here. Hope you're really well. I'm on a boat in Croatia. I'll show you that in a second, but we're here today to talk about how to upgrade your program, how to get clients better results with like 1/10 of the prep and delivery time. It sounds too good to be true, but it's amazing. We do it every day and we're super glad that we figured this out. So I'm not saying this is how you should do it. I'm just saying this is how we do it and it's been pretty good for us. So in Croatia right now, let me pull that. Yeah, we're in Croatia right now. It's kind of beautiful. I'm standing on the back of a boat to deliver this webinar. The crew, Kerry Marie's over there, people are sunbathing up there, and just off, can you see it or not? There, behind that boat, here is a Nazi submarine cave. They used to hide their U-boats there. Apparently the rest of the gang is going to jump off and swim, which will be fun. I'm going to frolic behind us. Okay, so let's chat a little bit about upgrading your program. Here's why it really matters. If you're on any kind of group kind of coaching training program, you kind of on this never-ending battle of like, okay, what do I need to teach them now? What should I, there's a million things that I could teach that could use an upgrade that people need help with, but figuring out like out of all the stuff I could teach, what's going to be the most useful. It's a job. And then you go to work prepping a great session, whether it's for an event or a online webinar training. Prep is hard. You teach a lot of stuff. They get full, their eyes are glazed over, low energy like zombie clients. Not their fault, it's all our fault. And at the end of this, you both leave exhausted and nothing's really changed. You're both exhausted because you put a lot of energy in and they had to consume a lot of content, and you're both exhausted and nothing's changed because they haven't had a chance to integrate or apply the stuff. And so that's what we want to avoid. If we do this right, here's what happens. You'll know exactly what to deliver, step by step. It'll take you 80% less time to prep the stuff, not because I've got some efficiency hack, well, we do, but I'm not going to teach it to you in this video, to help prep faster, but because there's less prep to do. Your people have shiny eyes. I don't know if you've seen the amazing TED Talk with Ben Zander, and he asked this amazing question. He goes, as a leader, who am I being if my people don't have shiny eyes? As a parent, who are you being if your kids don't have shiny eyes? We want your clients to have shiny eyes, both leave excited. It'll give you a ton of energy and give them real results. That's the plan here. So I don't know why you want to upgrade your program while you're watching this, but I want to give you a few things that we figured out that'll make a big difference. So let me give you 5 keys right now, and then I'm going to walk you through a couple of exercises. If you want the worksheets, comment below, hit me below and we'll get your copy. If you're watching this on YouTube, links in the description. If you're watching this on my site, just click the button and you'll be able to download all the stuff, okay? So here we go. First thing you want to do when you're designing a program, and this goes for a 6-week course, a year-long or more program. It also goes for an hour-long training session or an event. You got to let it breathe. And what I mean by that is this. If you think about value like breath, weird analogy, go with me. If you try to fill them with so much value, this is you. Pretty soon you run out of puff and it's tiring. At their end, this is what it feels like. Bit of value, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, without the chance to breathe back out. Eventually they get really full and they're overwhelmed. So you've got to let this thing breathe. It's got to have a natural ebb and flow to everything you do, both macro and micro in an hour, so that people have got a chance to receive and digest and apply and clear their head ready for the next piece. Got to go full spectrum. If you think about what makes a great training session great, there's 4 outcomes for every training. And vertically they are focus and learning. Focus is, are we working on the right topic? Learning, am I teaching it in a way that people can kind of get it and do stuff with it? So that's vertically, that's kind of basically from you to them. But then horizontally, we've got 2 other things, socialization and collaboration. In other words, do people have the chance to kind of make meaningful relationships, make friends, and work with each other and help each other out on stuff? And typically as trainers, we think about the vertical, focus, am I teaching the right thing, learning, am I doing a good job of that? But this horizontal plane is super important. So you want to be touching all 4 of those ends, like it's a baseball diamond and you're hitting all 4 bases. Number 3. Think circles first. Traditional training format designed by Bernice McCarthy in the 60s. She's a primary school teacher. It's called format. Why, what, how, and now. And that's a really good format for like a straight knowledge transfer. Teach people why they need it. We're doing a little bit of that here. What they need to know, we're doing that here. Here's how to do it. We'll do a little bit of that here, and then here's what to do next, right? that's really good. But if every training you do follows the exact same format, particularly at a live event or a multi-day event, if everything is just like the same format with just different content, it's okay, but frankly, you're missing out a lot. So we think about circles. We think about different ways to deliver an hour, different ingredients mixed in a different way to give you a really different outcome so that every session feels kind of fun and engaging. So next up, as you design a webinar, a workshop, an event, a course, or a year, think about the natural energy wave that happens. Just like there's a circadian rhythm, 90-minute kind of energy cycles, and there's a natural kind of seasonality to a day. You know, you've got more energy here and less energy there. Clients are the same. And so if you're going to mix some of these delivery circles up, particularly for designing an event or designing a month, think about where are the natural high points in your program, like a live event, natural high point, but then what are the natural low points, like midway between an event or in the last month leading up to an event, maybe people are a little bit lower. And so what we want to do is just figure out what the energy curve is right now and then go, where can we take the curve and raise it up a little bit? I'll show you a little bit more about that in a minute. Last big idea. You want to think about this less like teacher-student and more like jazz. It's always everyone's go is a core belief of ours. We have two when it comes to this stuff. None of us is as smart as all of us. Collaboration, and it's always everyone's turn. Really important that when you deliver a training, it's always everyone's turn, not just you, the talker, or that one person in the hot seat. It should be everyone's turn all of the time, and these delivery circles allow you to do that really, really nicely. Okay, so gonna show you a couple of tools to make this work, and maybe we'll just start with a practical, tactical example. We run an event 3 times a year. We call it our Black Belt Intensive. And if you rewind 4 or 5 years ago, the event looked really different to how it does now. And so in the old days, let's say we had an event and the job was we're going to help people build a sales webinar. And that's the whole event is about that. And so we'd have a hello section where we'd kind of set the context and the frame and give people the overview of where we're going to go. Then we'd do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's typically 6, 7, 8 little modules, each one of them using a why, what, how, now format. And then we'd do kind of buy where we'd make a plan and we'd celebrate and we'd da-da-da-da. And that was cool, but there was 2 things which weren't great about it. Number one, it was really hard work for clients to get a whole thing done in a day or 2 days. And then secondly, what would happen if you didn't need a webinar? The whole event, while fun, isn't that helpful to you? So our second evolution, well, we shifted up. We still did high, and then we'd kind of, instead of doing the whole webinar to the same level of depth, you know, build a webinar or build an event or build whatever it was, we'd do it in a day, like a mini version, still super solid. And then on the second day, we'd mix it up and we'd go, let's take something from attract, something from convert, something from deliver or scale, and then we'd make a plan, which is our like goodbye session. And so now we've got, like, we still walk away with something kind of done and built, but this is a little bit something for everyone, which was nice, right? Here's what's funny, is it used to take us literally weeks to build this piece, and it would take us a couple of hours to build the second day. And at the end of the event, people loved the second day more, which did my head in. So we leaned into it, because when people talk, you should sometimes listen. And now an event looks like a real mix. Okay, this is a little bit messy, but I'll try to make it make sense. This is a 3 half-day black belt event now. In yellow, we've still got our high and our plan, you know, first session, last session. Then we've got 2 trainings, day 1, session 2, day 2, session 1. They're both a training, and I've got this little picture here because this is why, what, how, and now, the format we talked about. And typically this one here is probably me training. This one here could be me, could be one of our team, could be a client or a guest speaker. It doesn't matter a lot, so long as the topic is great. So that's the greens. Then we've got a bunch of other sessions which are super different. We've got belt breakouts, 3 different breakouts based on your monthly revenue, whether you're doing 10, 20, 30 grand a month, 40, 50, 60, or 70 and above, like a third of our clients do over $1 million a year. Then we've got mastermind in here, which is a really tight format, groups of 6 clients helping each other out. Over here on day 3, we've got Sensei sessions, kind of 4 8-minute talks, kind of TED Talk style, by clients teaching the very best thing they've done in the last 4 months. 1 attract, 1 convert, 1 deliver, scale. And then in the second session, breakouts, we can go deep dive with them for 45 minutes around the topic of choice. And then plan here. But what I want you to notice is this is an amazing event. Since we've switched to this event format, people love it. The feedback's amazing. The results are off the chains. And I'm on the hook to deliver one, maybe two things. Remember we talked about less prep time? It's because it's always everyone's go. And so I just want to kind of share some delivery circles with you here. These are a few group coaching formats. There's 9 that we use regularly. This is kind of 6. This one we've just talked about. Teach. Why? You know, each one of these things you just go like, imagine it's a clock face, and we start here at 12 o'clock and we work our way around. Why does it matter? What do you need to know? Here's how to do it. Here's what to do next. Mastermind. Again, we start at the top. We help people figure out what's the one question they need to ask and 2 options, A, B. We set up, we explain how the breakouts are going to work in groups of 6, and then we send them off for about 45 minutes in their breakouts, 7 minutes per person. And then we come back and we debrief and go kind of what's the insight, what'd you learn, what's the action plan, and away we go. Super lovely format. Great use of an hour to an hour and a half with a smart group of people. Then you got guest speaker. Yeah, this is like set up, why the topic, let them do their thing, debrief it at the end, and every now and again there's like a little kind of pause, check in, maybe a quick little workshop activity, etc. Sensei sessions. Again, we start right here. Welcome everybody in. There's 4 sets of, this is a Sensei 1, 4 8-minute talks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nicely done if there's a little bit of friendly rivalry / banter between the things about why their session's going to be better than that session, etc. Sensei 2, again, you give people the 4 options, and then they have 45 minutes breaking out in that Zoom room, and then come back and debrief. You see, they're just like different versions, different ways to break up time in a way that A, it's always everyone's go, and B, every session is standalone useful no matter who you are and where you're at. So there's some sessions where everyone's together and other sessions where we're deliberately split so that people can go to where they need to go based on what's going on for them. So I just want to kind of do a quick scorecard on how you're going delivery-wise right now. Remember we said there's 4 goals. Focus, are we solving the right problem at the right time? Collaboration, are we leveraging all of the brains in the room and getting people working together? Learning, are we teaching from high level to eye level with format? And socialization, are we creating experiences where people become good friends? If you just gave yourself a score right now for each one of these things, like if we took focus and we said, is solving the right problem at the right time a superpower for you, a strength, a weakness, or a problem? And you give yourself a score. You might say, you know what, it's a strength. Cool. Collaboration, are we leveraging all the brains in the room? Most people kind of not so much. Good at training. So, let's, as an example, put that here. Are we teaching high level to eye level? Let's say you're a great trainer. Socialization, are we deliberately setting things up where people can become friends online? Most people haven't done a great job of that. So let's say it's this, and we've got this map, which just goes, okay, well, where your low points are, areas to fix. Again, there are more pieces in here. The last thing I just wanted to touch on quickly was the idea of this energy curve. In our world, we've got these 3 events a year, and they happen in March and July and November, and that's just a natural energy high. So if we were kind of mapping a curve, we'd probably go like that. Well, you look at this and you go, well, there's 3 highs, which is super great, but you've also got some low points down here. So we probably want to put something in there that balances out the energy. And for us, that's our 6-week planning cycle. And so you'll notice that these are built in the months where things are naturally a little bit flatter. Okay, so we've got a boost. And then we just layer in all of the different rhythms until we've got something where every month is amazing, but every month it feels slightly different. And it's not just like, okay, for the next year, this is our rhythm, we're just gonna stick to it. You need some quick beats, the things that happen every day, some things which happen every week, some things which happen every month, some things which happen every cycle, and some things which happen maybe every year or twice a year to balance things out. Listen, I hope this has been vaguely helpful for you. If you want a copy of the worksheets, just comment, hit me below, and I'll hook you up. You can download all the sheets and follow along with the explanation I've just given, and you should be able to pimp your program a little bit. Lots of love from me. Take good care. I'll talk to you soon.